Yes, sir. Heavenly awakening, good afternoon, and good night to the beautiful entity watching this video. It's your boy, Divine Messenger. We're back with another message. And before we even get into this, we're actually getting into this right now. So I don't know what you're saying here doing. Make sure you like the video, because you still haven't liked the video. Make sure you comment, subscribe, and share this video if you enjoyed it. Because we're trying to help people get into that heaven frequency, that heaven enlightenment. When it comes down to negative environments, you gotta understand too that a negative environment can impact us no matter if we're a part of it or if we think about it, we speak about it, or we hear about it. We have to be able to really digest what a negative environment is, because we seem to it's like what's crazy, everywhere we go is a negative environment. Doesn't matter if it's positive or negative, because what is that to the universe? It doesn't exist to the universe per se. And because of that, we cannot get mad if negative environments are putting us in a chokehold and we can't see through that chokehold, or we can't escape through that chokehold, or the strength of how our ego is sitting here giving us a noogie and all that. That's our fault for allowing that. That's exactly why, if you see, for example, your household, right? You know that your household is negative. And it's like you got siblings, your mom and dad, whatever the case may be. They're tearing you down, tearing your ego down, calling you names, saying you're stupid, shut the hell up, calling you out of your name, beating you, putting you on punishment for no reason, not hearing you out. They're that right there, not feeding you, or, limiting your food source from your siblings. There's so many ways that you can get bullied in your own household, or that you can find a negative household and or actually negative frequencies in your household, which is why you have to actually come outside and you have to be one with nature, be one with Mother Nature as well. Because if your mom or dad can't love you, then you have to go outside of yourself and understand who does love you for you. Because the universe hears you and the things that you're actually feeling. But if you're not going outside and you're not projecting what you're feeling, then you'll just keep these feelings bottled in. And if you keep these feelings bottled in, then you'll always be the person that pushes people away, and you'll be basically killing yourself in your future, in the past, in the current moment. And if you're not able to actually see through that, then your future won't actually see you for what it's supposed to be. And you won't be able to get to that enlightenment because you're so used to being in a negative environment that you don't know how to escape from it. And so you want to look for help, or you're trying to search for that help, but you can't go outside of yourself to find that help, which is why you have to go within yourself to find that help, to help yourself. Because once you're able to help yourself, then you're able to help everybody else outside of yourself as well. Because to find that help, to break free from that negative environment, you got to understand that you will never be able to break free from a negative environment, because negativity is positivity and positivity is negativity. So you have to actually see, for example, back to a negative household. Back to a negative household. You know that your household is negative, so you have to make it a positive. You know what? All right, how can I feed myself? How can I cook my own food? How can I get my portion for what I want to cook for my own meal? If I'm getting yelled at, that's cool. How can I go back in my room and love myself beyond what my parents are trying to love me at? If I'm getting bullied at school, how can I find a way to beat the bully and not actually be the bully while beating the bully? Excuse me. But how can I beat the bully without making it seem like I'm the bully as well? Because even if you do beat the bully, what does that make you? You are still the bully, which is why you have to actually be able to stand up for yourself as well. So even in school can be the most negative, toxic environment as well, because school is basically like a prison. So when you're getting on the bus, if you do ride the bus to school, or you drive in a car, you're still going to a prison called school, because you're learning, what's the word? Curriculum that does not belong to you, basically. So how is school able to get you to pay taxes or get ready for bills? How can school help you with loans or car insurance or electric bills or water bills, just how to take care of your kids, Pampers or dinner, food, ways to cook, ways to journal, ways to go within, ways to meditate, ways to do yoga or exercise, ways to not get a heart attack, different cancers in our food. There's so many curriculums that they could be teaching in school, but they choose not to teach that for a reason. And what's crazy, I get that, but they're on a paycheck. They got their paid leave and all that as well for teachers. So we can't blame them for that, but we can, because they could speak up for what is wrong. So you being a student as a teacher as well, there are no teachers teaching you through their own curriculum. So you have to be able to contradict what they're teaching. On top of that, people are going through so much school, right? They got some people have 7 classes, 8 classes, 9 classes, 5 classes. You got that to worry about. Then you got bullies, or you got teachers bullying you. You have to be able to stand up for yourself and understand too. If your parents do not want you to fight for what's right or fight for you to stand up for yourself, you have to contradict what your parents are saying and do what you think is right for you, because nobody should be beating up on you and then your parents are saying it'll be all right, keep ignoring them. No, if somebody puts their hands on you, you have to be able to fight for yourself, because once you get older, there is no, oh, you hit me in my face, no, it's okay, I forgive you. No, there is no time for that, because if people do that to you, they can kill you and take your life, which is why you have to know what a negative environment is, because if you do not have that ability or that awareness to discern that, then you will not be able to save yourself from your own past life illusion, because your ego is so soft and so submissive that when a dominant ego is pretending to be dominant amongst your submissive perception, then you will let that submissive dominance dominate your submissiveness. And once you do that, you will not be able to see beyond their own illusion, because you're so fixated on this negative environment being positive now. So not only were you a positive angelic being, you were so positive that you now shifted over a paradigm of your mind and you went into negativity because you're so used to that. And you want to fit in with the followers who are pretending to be leaders. So as you're doing that as well, so household, school, if you got two negative toxic environments that you are a part of, where's the positive environment at? That's where, now if you live in a toxic household and you go to a school that has negativity or a negative environment, where do you have room at to find a positivity at? You don't have any. So now once you graduate, or if you do graduate, you'll be into an environment to where now all you know is negativity. So you will have no indication on what being positive looks like. So you will learn how to hate and you will get paid for hating. But on top of that, if you're going to be in a negative environment, you have to understand too that negativity does not last long. It only lasts for that temporary instant gratification. But delayed gratification is where positivity comes in from. So yeah, it'll be a challenge to be positive, because positivity is basically born to some people. So positivity will be born to a negative being that wants to be negative. But the thing is though, this consciousness does not want to be negative, but it's training its perception or its illusion to want to be negative, to make itself seem like it's better than everybody else. But truth be told, they have not healed from what they used to know. That's exactly why they're treating themselves like they're above everybody, but they're not. So by you being that positive being, you have to find out what duality is. Once you find out what duality is, yin and yang, or sun and moon, day and night, good and bad, once you balance both of these out, you can still find your peace and whoop somebody's ass. You can find your peace and whoop somebody's ass at the exact same time. That's where you have to be able to now see for yourself, like, who do you want to be? Because for one, you are nice and you are loving, and you know that nobody should be playing with you, but people will be playing with you. So it's up to you on what you want people to be doing with your time and your frequency. Because if you know somebody's out here lying, cheating, stealing, trying to beat up on you, we don't got time for that. You may have to put your hands on them. But if somebody's talking bad about you, it's like, you know what, you got it. You can't say it to my face, that's fine. But do not fight fire with fire. So you know somebody's gossiping about you, whether that's in a friend group, school, your house, your family, whatever the case may be. And they are talking bad about you. Let them do that, because they are too pussy to say these things to your face. So when they do say it to your face, let them know, like, you know what? I appreciate you for having the balls to finally speak up to me, against me, to my face. But we cannot be friends, and I will no longer call you family, even though you are family. But now you are putting your foot down. You're telling yourself, I'm not going to let you walk all over me because we're family or we're friends, whatever the case may be. No, that's dead. And so now they be like, damn, that's how it's going to be. I'm just playing around. I'm not playing around like that. I don't joke like that. And that's not funny. So now when it's not funny, oh, okay, because you took accountability and you set boundaries for yourself, they're mad at you for setting boundaries for yourself. And that's exactly where these demonic frequencies or these entities, they'll get mad at you because you decided to not let them push you over anymore. And that's where this whole infinite cycle of consciousness will begin to be aware of itself. So you'll be able to be aware of who you are and what you are practicing, because you cannot let negative environments shape your reality. Because once you do that, then you'll be a product of your environment. So you're like in the hood. If you wake up and you're born into warfare, or you're born into slavery, you're born into people getting shot or stabbed or robbed or raped or molested, you have to forgive yourself for that environment. It's not your fault, but it's your fault if you do nothing about it. So it's your parents' fault for not getting you out of poverty, but it's your fault if you stay in that environment. It's your fault if you don't get your mom or your dad out of the hood. It's your fault if you don't get your mom and dad out of minimum wage, or the middle class, and there is no middle class anymore, but rich and poor. So basically, middle class is still poor to the rich. So it's your fault if you don't get your mom or your dad out of that middle class enlightenment. It's your fault if you do not get yourself out of middle class or poverty. You had to want what's best for your future and your lineage and your bloodline and yourself as well, because you are the leader of your bloodline that you can't even see yet. But because you can't see it, what will you do before you actually see that future? Because once you see that future in your past, in the current moment, you have to be aware of every choice that you make, because once you do turn 30, it's time to get going, because now you should have it figured out. Once you get your 20s, you're 15 to 18, 14 to 18, you're still figuring it out. But once you reach 30, it's time for you to get on your shit and get to your career, because we don't have time to be playing around. We don't have time for lollygagging. We don't got time to be worrying about bullies or negativity anymore. We have to always stay in alignment within our positive frequency, because if you cannot do that, then your negative environment will swallow you whole, and therefore it will spit you out right back into a negative environment. And once you die in a negative environment, you will reincarnate right back into the negative environment that you've been trying to run away from since the past life that you ran away from. I love you. Have a great day, God and Goddess.